At Hertford Junction, there was a connection from the up lines off the West Coast Main Line leading to Northwich, which had a sizable allocation of 8Fs. 48017 was on their books from 1959 to 1965 and is seen moving around the shed in these black and white views taken on the 26th of July 1963. The shed also had a couple of LMS 4Fs. One was 44155. She was used on local trip work and the Middlewich pilot until this ceased in 1962. The 8Fs in this shunting move are 48717, a long-term Northwich engine to the end of its life in March 1967, and 48740, a Northwich engine at this time, but only between 1962 and 1964. .48740 has a Fowler tender fitted against the more usual Stanier 4,000 gallon type. She passes by Ivat Mogul 43040, a Trafford Park, Manchester visitor. A DMU departs for Altrincham over the Cheshire Line's route from Chester before 43040, one of 162 of the class built to Class 4 specification, runs light past the CLC shear legs, which was a prominent feature of the depot, serving to hoist locos off their wheels for work like axle box repair or attention to bogies. Gorton Sheds WD280 90,080 clanks its way westwards with coal empties. An unidentified 8F with a very mixed freight passes through the up platform, and also a beautiful example of a Cheshire Line's committee signal post complete with shunting signal. British Railways steam survived at Northwich up to the closure of the depot to steam on March the 2nd, 1968. It was seen out by about 19 8Fs. They still put in good performances on the ICI Tunstead hopper trains, even though they looked neglected, Northwich not having a surfeit of cleaners. These two engines are coming on shed past Northwich Central Box, or Central Cabin as it was known, having been opened by the CLC in 1896. An 8F turns on the 70-foot turntable in this late 1967 view. In the background were the coaling facilities. Northwich allocated 48334 runs tender first through the up platform. In the background, withdrawn sisters stand in the goods yard, which nowadays is covered by a Tesco store. The station awning and some of the building survives, but the loco shed to the right of this view is no more. Another 8F approaches the down loop line between the station down platform and the engine shed on a Class 8 unfitted freight and stops to await the road westwards. 8F departs under Middlewich Road Bridge. In this freight are wagons from the new Cheshire Salt Works, the area around Northwich having salt mines under its rich agricultural land. The new Cheshire Salt Works was formed in the late 1920s and was connected to the main line between Northwich and Lostock Railway stations. An overhead brine pipe forms the frame for this view of the resident Peckett 040 tank locomotive used to shunt the works. This was named English Crown No. 1 and was built by Peckett's of Bristol in 1919 with a works number of 1545. The little engine had arrived here in 1934 from the National Smelting Company at Avonmouth. She was eventually scrapped on site in 1969. In 1977, 9 years after the end of BR steam at Northwich, most of the infrastructure around the station still survived. The goods yard would not have seen a visit from the developers for some time to come. Only the motive power had changed, there still being a signing on point and stabling facilities on the shed until 1984. Type 2 Class 25 diesels were seen through the area working the Tunstead limestone trains, once the preserve of the 8Fs. Heading west at Sandbash Junction and under Middlewich Road Bridge is 25105 with a freight towards the West Coast Main Line at Hertford. The Middlewich branch south to the Crewe and Manchester Main Line at Sandbach curves away to the left. Passing the junction on the 17th of May 1980 is 6201 Princess Elizabeth, arriving from Chester en route to the Rainhill celebrations of that year. Due to fire risk problems that officially stopped all steam movements that morning, she was being piloted by Brush Type 4 47192 that ironically was preserved in 1987 when withdrawn.